RC Command leads the way. Nick here with a final video for 2019. 2020 is approaching fast, so let's get right to it. So this is going to be kind of a highlight video for 2019, and one of the biggest highlights for me was Sam Dubé coming down from Canada with Dave and Chris and racing in the King of the Mountain RC Bouncer race at the Mountain Mud Run in Warren, New Hampshire. Sam came to race, man. He came to compete, and he won, boy, and definitely made me a believer of his fabrication and skills and design skills and all that. And he absolutely knocked it out of the park. Sam is a good friend. Sam's been a supporter of RC Command, RC Rock Bouncing ever since the very beginning. I remember following Sam with his Outlaw RC build that he did on some of the forums and RC Crawler, I think it was. But back then, just people trying to replicate bouncers. Nobody was really racing the way Sam was doing in Canada, and I think that's why we clicked, is because he was pretty much doing the same thing that I wanted to do, only he was doing it up there in Nova Scotia. So. Uh, always been a supporter of Sam's, and I will continue to do so going forward here in 2020.
Do it again, Sam. Time.
Go!
That's it. 3 seconds.
I was excited to get Curtis Hazard down to Bikini Bottoms for finals. Curtis is a good friend. He is doing fantastic things up there in New Hampshire with Hazardous RC Off-Road Park and the King of the Mountain RC Bouncer Race Series. So very, very happy for Curtis, very proud of him, and excited to see what's to come here in 2020. A couple of shops really stood out to me a lot this year, and Reject Fab being one of them. Justin Holt and Sean, those guys are doing amazing work. Sean is a veteran, so we had that in common, and they are putting out some insane builds that are staying right up there with the best in the world. Danny Smith driving Liberty. He and Timmy battled all year long. And Timmy's won the championship for years now. So, there's no doubt that their buggies in the hands of the right drivers are going to be on podiums for the foreseeable future. That's for sure. So if we're talking about Reject Fab, we have to mention Busted Knuckle Garage, Jake Berkey, Matt Myrick. This shop has always been the tip of the spear, if you will, as far as being innovative in the sport. And this year they have not only knocked it out of the park with their builds, the Italian Job and Gold Rush and Bad Influence. They also did amazing things with social media. Matt filming for Busted Knuckle Films. I mean, they really seem to have the whole package this year. And I tell you, one thing that made me put them on this list right now is I think it was Jake's birthday or something like that, and Matt dropped him a message on social media for everyone to see in the public's eye, and just said, happy birthday, man, and thank you for being a good partner, and just the way that you would expect a good business to be run. And I tell you, I have a lot of respect for a man that can, who can reach out like that and call a spade, if you will. call it for what it is. And those guys are successful. They're growing every day. It seems like Jake is always posting pictures of the shop uh, being added on to, and new tools coming in, and Matt is always posting new products and stuff that they're selling, and new adventures that he's going on. And um, so it's something that you would expect to see from a a world-renowned shop, which they are. Bottom line, I mean, these guys are selling buggies and they're shipping them all over the world. So chassis and stuff. So congratulations to Busted Knuckle, and I definitely hope to see more of them and their drivers as well. Shane, got Shane a buggy for his daughter, a Gold Rush replica for his daughter this year. Salt of the earth people. They've accepted me in this family, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So lots more to come from Busted Knuckle, and I'm very thankful to have been a part of it. So RC Command put together a couple of buggies this year, and the standard, which was built by Sam Dubé at RC Fabricatory up in Canada, was pretty much the start of it all. And uh, we set out with this buggy to do just that. The name of the buggy says it all. It's the standard. It is exactly what Sam and I felt an RC rock bouncer should be. There's no wasted space. Everything is on there for a reason. Everything was built for a reason. Everything was built tough, and we're really looking forward to 2020, getting this build wrapped up and getting it out there on the hills. Um, I am going to be able to race this year, and the standard will be one of my go-to buggies for sure. So next up is probably about mid spring. I was contacted by Jerry at Death Metal Garage. He is one of the administrators, managers of the Crawlapalooza event that happens at Disney, Oklahoma. Uh, they have top truck challenge events, and a bunch of crawler events, but they didn't have anything like our rock bouncer event. So we set out in October, went to finals, and within a week I was down at Disney putting on this event. And it was my first big RC event. I've never been to anything of this magnitude before. It was a good time. Uh, I could definitely see where an event like a hill climb or a rock bouncer race could flourish, and I have been invited to come back and do it again next year. So very, very thankful for that. Very thankful for Jerry for opening up his home, his shop, letting me come in there and do a bunch of work and recover from finals. And so thankful for everything I learned from that. So if Disney was kind of the end of my year, going back to the beginning, Texas RC Rock Racing was born around the first of the year here. I believe our first race was the first weekend in January, almost a year ago today, and um, what a growth I've seen from that race series. It just unbelievable camaraderie for all the drivers down there. Um, Ben Hume took over. We were kind of co-managing it together, and then I moved to Arizona, and Ben took over, and he has just done amazing things with that race series, and I'm so excited to see where he can take it, because we had our first little race was mid-December of 2018, and we did it in the parking lot, basically, of a dang movie theater. And fast forward to now, where Ben has taken it. It's just an amazing journey. I'm very, very thankful to have been a part of it. So, with inevitably going to all these races, you're going to meet people, you're going to become friends with people, and probably one of the more memorable moments I had was sitting around with Jonathan Wright from Black Dog Photography and shooting the breeze with Jake Pike. Jake is one of my favorite builders. I love Timmy Cameron's builds, um, but Jake just has his own flair, and I've always liked how he did things a little bit differently. I've always liked how neat his builds are, and how he always pushes the limits. Probably one of the more memorable moments as far as racing goes would be Bobby Tanner taking out Screaming Blue at Blue Holler. Um, this was kind of scary to me. It was a hard hit, but Bobby, being the showman he was, it's not a surprise at all. And then DC Thompson just absolutely wowing the crowd, jumping up the waterfall. I mean, he just seemed to float there for 10 minutes, man. And the crowd went crazy, and I mean, the drivers went crazy. It was a very memorable moment, and something that the whole world felt. The internet was on fire when DC made that leap. So, good way to end it here. So 2019 coming to an end. What a year it has been. I really want to reach out and take the little bit of time have left here to thank all of our sponsors, all of our supporters, whether it be a race series or an actual RC company who has come out to support racing this year. I am in debt to all of you. There is nothing that could have happened this year without all of you doing your part, without all of you chipping in the way that you chipped in. And some of you may feel like it wasn't enough, but I tell you what, it was felt. Um, and the numbers are here to prove that. So uh, I just am elated to go into 2020 knowing all of you, being a part of your life, being a part of your business, being a part of everything combined. So, with that said, thank you very much for an amazing year. RC Command leads the way.